If you've been feeling burnt out from the grind of consistently posting beats on YouTube or chasing placements and are looking for other ways to generate revenue as a producer, then this video is just for you. Because I'm about to break down how I started a sample kit selling site and made $718 in the first 30 days. I've had the idea for my site preset supply since last year, but I never made it a reality until earlier this year. And that's why I teamed up with my guys Riley Beats and Faded Wave to combine all of our kits together and start dropping new ones as a team. And so far it's been going crazy. The site's made over $9,000 in the first 6 months of having it, but today I'm going to show you how I made $718 in the first 30 days. I've also got a pretty unique viewpoint of this market because of the work I do at the Heat Agency, where we do the marketing for huge producers like J Cactus, Kavi, Producer Grind, and more. So I have a lot of experiences to talk about. But for now, let's get into the first 30 days of my site. All right, I've got the analytics for my website pulled up. The site launched on April 3rd, so I'm going from April 3rd to May 3rd to get exactly 30 days. And you can see here we made $718.82. The total amount of orders we have is 1,534, but that number is really skewed because at the time we had some of our kits available for free for download, and those showed up as orders, but they were for $0 because they were free. Right here you can see the chart for the total amount of sales on the site. Looks like the most we made in one day was $186. And we had a few periods where we weren't making any sales at all. But you can see that we generated a lot of hype at the beginning when we first launched. That's when we were all posting about the site, like, oh, go check out the site. We started dropping content, promoting the site on Riley's page and everything. And people started to come in from there. You can see it slowed down towards the end of the month, but then we started dropping actual new products and started getting to the hang of running the site and optimizing everything. So more sales came after that. Like I said earlier, we have free downloads available on the site. So the average order value is really skewed. It says it's 47 cents, but that's combining all the actual sales with free downloads. So that's not, we can't get an accurate number for that, unfortunately. And as you can see from top products sold, they were all the free kits we had available. That's it. Yeah, I remember now, because we were driving a lot of traffic to the site in the beginning because we had a bunch of free kits, at least 5 right here. So a lot of people came just for like the free kits, but some of them obviously they convert into actual customers. We can go to the products for the same time period, April 3rd to May 3rd, and we can see the actual breakdown of the revenue product by product. And like I said earlier, top product is all free kits. It makes sense. Then we get down here to the Desire Electra-X preset bank. I remember, yeah, we dropped that kit too when we first started. It was an Electra-X preset that me and Riley collabed on with like 50 presets in it or something. And it looks like we sold 11 of those for $289 altogether in the first month. We also had a limited time offer where it was all the paid kits on the site available for I think $67. And it looks like we sold 3 of those for $201 altogether. Then we sold 3 of Riley Beats Aerospace MIDI kit for $71. That's a MIDI kit that dropped last year sometime. Also, before I forget to mention this, all the products that we launched with, aside from the Electra-X bank, were all older products of ours. Like I dropped this Gravity Sound Kit last year, but this was one of the only products I had available on the site from me. And then we had other products from Riley and Faded. But yeah, going back onto it, we actually sold 2 of my Gravity Sound Kits for $107 each. And that was like a bigger multi-kit that I had available before. It had like a drum kit, a one-shot bank, serum presets, looperator presets, had a bunch of stuff in it. It was a little bit more of a higher priced item too. And then moving on from that, we also sold 2 of Fade Wave Sauce Essentials for $23. I don't remember what that is, honestly, but we got 20 bucks from it. And then last but not least, we have 1 sale of my Levitate plugin beat kit for $23. And that is a breakdown of all the products that we sold in the first 30 days of running the site. That totaled up to $718. Now to show another side of this, I'm gonna show you the Google Analytics breakdown of the traffic from the same time period, so that you can see the amount of actual people that came to the site and the amount of money we made from them. All right, so we're here in Google Analytics, and I have the same time period loaded up here, April 3rd to May 3rd, 2023. I'm over here in the lifecycle acquisition overview where you can see users and how they came to your site. And it looks like we had a total of 4,000 total users in the first 30 days. It looks like we had most of them come in from the beginning, and then it kind of tapered down a little bit, but it looks like it started to pick up towards the end. But in the beginning, it looks like we were getting like 300 people or so on the site a day. You can see most of the traffic came from direct, which I guess is people typing in the site name like www.presetsupply. And then we had 2.2 thousand people who came in from organic video. And a few people from search. 692 came in from search. I assume that's people that probably heard preset supply in a video or something and then Googled it. But yeah, that's the traffic that came in. 4,000 people equated to about $718 in sales. I don't know that conversion rate, but it was pretty good for the first month. Now that I explained the first 30 days of my site, I can go into the steps you can take to start your own site and start selling your own digital products today. I'm gonna break this down to 3 main bullet points that go into creating a successful kit selling site: the product, the platform, and the marketing. First, we gotta get into the product itself, which is your kits. I think we're going through a really interesting time in the kit selling marketplace nowadays, similar to what the beat selling marketplace went through a few years ago, where a lot of producers are seeing the opportunity that comes with starting a kit selling site and are starting stores of their own. If you have unique sounds to offer other producers, then now is the best time to start putting them out there for them to find and start selling them. And I really want to put emphasis on the unique part in that last sentence. The marketplace is only getting more and more saturated as other producers come in and start selling products. So you want to get in before you miss out on the hype. And there's tons of kits you can make, from drum kits to preset banks, and even like giant multi-kits containing multiple kits inside of them. Kits within kits. And just like selling beats, it's a lot easier to make progress and start making sales when you carve out your own unique niche in the marketplace. For example, there's tons of producers that sell drum kits. Like every producer has a drum kit, but there's not a lot of producers out there like AJ Hall that are recording custom drum breaks from scratch with analog gear, like an actual drummer. Or you can look at another producer like Kavi, who's spending thousands hiring like literal Grammy nominated vocalists and session musicians to play on his kits. But that doesn't mean you need to spend a lot of money to be unique. You just gotta know that's important for you to find a way to stand out from the crowd. We can take my site here as an example. We try to stand out by offering unique bundles of kits with multiple sound packs inside. It's a lot easier to market a product like this versus a regular drum kit or loop kit. I don't want to get too deep into product development here because then I'd be talking to you for hours, but I'll just leave it at this. It's a lot easier to market a product that's actually good than to polish a turd. Now that we have the product out of the way, we can move on to the website, which is the actual platform that you'll be using to host your sound kits and process your transactions and all that. And there's a few options to choose from depending on how advanced you want to get with it. From beat stores that allow sound kits to be sold as well, to more specialized platforms for selling goods like Sellfy or Gumroad, to even custom coded Shopify and WordPress sites, there's countless options for you to choose for you to make your own site. Well, which option is right for you? Well, at the Heat Agency, we mostly use Shopify in combination with other tools and plugins to build the web stores for our clients, like JCactus, Kavi, there's a lot more of them, I don't know. I definitely recommend having your own website and platform like that versus using another platform like Gumroad or Sellfy to sell your kits like that. It does have a monthly subscription fee, and it generally does require a bit more of an upfront cost to buy things like plugins and a theme if you want it to look a certain way. So you gotta keep that in the back of your mind when choosing Shopify. Personally, on my side, I use WordPress and WooCommerce. You see WordPress being used less often than Shopify, but it's definitely a good option still. WordPress does have a little bit of a learning curve to it. Like, you can't really go into it with no prior knowledge and expect to make something that looks professional. But to learn how to use it, I just took a course. It costed like $100 or something like that. But after a while from going through the course and working on the site and everything, I felt pretty comfortable like making products and making pages for them and being able to design the website exactly how I wanted. It's also a lot cheaper too. WordPress is free and so is WooCommerce. So the only expense you really have is just your web hosting and also any plugins you use for like marketing and stuff like that. Now, it is a lot more work to set up compared to just buying a theme on Shopify and having it look good from the beginning, but you do get a lot of control with it, which is nice compared to something like Shopify, which isn't always as flexible. Whether you choose Shopify or WordPress, I definitely recommend going with something like that versus using a site like Gumroad or Sellfy to start your kits, because you lose a lot of control with those, and it's worth it to use actual e-commerce platforms and tools instead of just smaller sites like that. It's more important now more than ever for it to have a good site. So a lot of those other sites just aren't going to cut it anymore. Because if you have a subpar website and customers come onto that, they're going to think it looks cheap, they're not going to trust you, and they're just going to click away. So you definitely don't want to skimp out here thinking it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get your site right. So now that our kits are ready to go and our site's live, we can get into the fun part, which is actually marketing it so people have a chance to see what you're offering, and maybe they'll even give you money in exchange for it. Wow, how exciting. So there's a lot of ways that we can go about this, but it all stems down to one thing: building a strong brand for your site. This can piggyback off of your own personal brand if you've already established that, but if not, we're gonna have to start here. You can't expect to just open up your site and people to just find your kits on Google and just buy your shit. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna have to put yourself out there and market your site yourself. Nowadays, that usually means making videos and posting them on social media to generate traffic there so that we can bring them to your site and then convert them into paying customers. Creating content is the most effective way to build your audience and generate traffic onto your products nowadays. You can create production tutorials where you feature your sounds in the videos, or you could even create essay style videos on music productions using your sounds as well. You can even collaborate with other content creators as well so you can share your audiences and both benefit. It's a win-win situation. For my site, all of our traffic is generated through Riley's specific social media platforms. Our general plan is to just plug our kits in its content and have the call to action be to just visit the site or check out the kits product page. We also made social media platforms and a YouTube channel for the site, which we're gonna start posting on as well so we can start generating even more traffic to the site. Again, there's countless things I can go into here. It's gonna take me hours if I try to get into everything. At the end of the day, you're just gonna have to pick a strategy to get yourself out there and just stick to it for the long run. Just like with selling beats online, it takes time to grow your business and start to generate sales. But if you create a plan and stick to it, you might be surprised at how fast those sales start to come in. Like I said earlier, pretty much all the traffic we get is through Riley posting content about the site and name dropping the site in his videos. But you don't need to be a big YouTuber like him to be able to generate sales and start bringing traffic to your site. Nowadays, anybody can post content on social media and grow their audience and start to generate traffic to their products and sites. The process is pretty straightforward, and you can find tons of information online and videos just like this one on YouTube. All that's required is actually putting the effort to grow on these platforms and to grow your business. There's a lot more I can go into about selling kits specifically, which I'm gonna do in future videos. But if you want a more detailed video about launching products specifically, check out this video right here.